Yo, what is up, guys? It is Oracle Investing here, and today we are doing another Exposing Phonies video. I'm the Financial Pharaoh. I'm here with the Options L and the Dividend Duck. Give us a shout out, Dividend Duck.
Hey guys, can't wait to expose this phony.
Yo, guys, listen. Today we're doing GRAHAM STEPHAN. Dude, this guy is a total jackass and a low roller. I mean, just absolutely low roller. I mean, let's just see the...
It's time to set
starters,
the scene for center
we've already
at
got
the
an ad.
warehouse.
This guy just has ad after ad after ad in his videos. He just shills out to his viewers constantly, right? Options L.
Yeah, it's okay. It's obvious. It's a textbook low roller move, right? Because if think about it, if you were a high roller, right? You know, you're sitting there with a 50, 60, 80 million dollar portfolio. You're gonna have an ad every like 4 minutes in your video.
It's just ridiculous. This guy's
It's an absolute
this guy's a
trashy
total low
roller move.
He shills out all the time. He just is a constant. It's just a constant shill. Like look at his. Just look at this shill down here. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the guy is a total low roller. And honestly, his investment advice? What are we, 50? This guy invests like my grandpa. He's a freaking idiot.
We're talking no options at all. No options whatsoever. He's in like index funds?
Sad.
Yeah, it's cringe. It's cringe. I mean, let's just break it down.
Bonds?
He's got some property.
Yikes.
He's...
What's up, guys? It's Graham here. So a little over a year ago, I made a video breaking down in extreme detail every single one of my investments, how I started, how I built them up, how much money they make, and the lessons I've learned along the way when going from $0 all the way to $6 million. I really tried to do my best to be as transparent as possible in that video because I have always been the type of person who enjoys learning by example. And when I'm able to see how other people do it, it gives me a more decisive path to follow. Plus, we should all do our part to share what we know. So here you go. In the last year, when it comes to my investments, a lot has changed. My account has grown from $6 million back in November of 2019 to now over $13 million a year later in November of 2020.
I mean, this guy's a medium roller.
That's it?
Medium roller.
Think about it.
Like, come on.
What do you say? 6 million to 13 million?
This
That's
guy's
barely 100% growth.
This guy's
Can I make a point real
cringe.
quick?
Sure.
I just want to say it's interesting that he comes across as like he's bragging about such a low roller move. He comes across, he says like he's bragging to everybody, like, yeah, look how much money I made. It's like, dude, you made chump change.
Well, I think what you got to realize is, like, no offense, people who watch Graham Stephan, because I understand that you guys are the ultimate low roller mindsets, but that's the audience he's trying to appeal to. So he knows that, like, because honestly, Graham Stephan, I'm guessing just from like what he has, his houses and stuff, probably more like a medium roller. And what he's trying to do is nickel and dime all these low roller
Yeah,
viewers that he has
absolutely.
through massive ads, through he's got like M1 Finance links to Webull, Robinhood, just trying to basically get all these
Shilling left,
avenues.
right, and center.
Just he's basically like Chris Sains on steroids.
This guy's a
Okay.
total jackass.
Shame on you, Grant Stevens.
I mean, once you get to whatever, I mean, honestly, once you like surpass like a low roller portfolio of 1 million, like you should start focusing on giving back, right? Like you don't need, I mean, like he's still living in his low roller mentality of trying to get every cent out possible from his viewers. It's disgusting.
Yep,
The
exactly.
differences over the last year are incredible. So without further ado, here's the entire contents of my $13 million investment portfolio at 30 years old. Just like my last video, I'm going to be going over in detail every single one of my investments, how I was able to make it happen, how I paid for it, and how
This guy's 30 but invests like he's 60. Just saying.
I was able to grow it to where it is today. My intention is to make this video as insightful and helpful as possible instead of oh, look at all my money. I just think experiences like this are worth sharing, and maybe you're able to incorporate some of these things.
I'm actually, I think
If you're curious how I was able to double my investment.
I identified
Like
the
I said, you guys
issue.
can go-
Yeah.
So this guy, right, he's got a low roller mentality. And you're wondering, like, why would someone maintain a low roller mentality even when they reach medium roller, potentially even high roller status?
Let's hear it.
And I think it has to do with the fact that this guy is an absolute manlet. He's like 5'6" tops, maybe
Yeah.
5'5". He's like a little ego. He's got mini man syndrome, right?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like the type of guy you see driving like, you know, his lifted F350, driving around, then he has to walk up like 4 steps to get up there. It's just pathetic. It's just the type of person. He's got Napoleon syndrome.
Small man, small investments, dude.
If it is like
Exactly.
this and you appreciate the openness and transparency, just do me a quick favor, just take the like button and then destroy it. You don't have to go absolutely crazy on the like button like this guy.
Shilling for likes?
So thank you so much for doing
Wow.
that, and now we'll get into the video. All right, so let's start this off at the very beginning with the first real investment that I made. I was 21 years old and I bought a single family home in San Bernardino, California for $59,500. Now, just for some context here, let's rewind a little bit, and I'll explain to you how I was
I mean, how does this guy, his first investment's 59,000?
My
When I
first
turned
investment was the
18... Sorry, I mean, you go. You go.
my first investment, I bought $250,000 worth of AMD.
I know.
Right? I borrowed money from my dad, spent $250 on AMD. You know, just a little baby investment to get me started.
Whatever, man. Like, this guy's just total low roller.
$60,000
59K?
I went and asked my dad for an advance on my Christmas money. Just kidding. No, my parents didn't give me any money or help with investing. When I was 18 years old, I found out I was not going to be getting into college.
Oh,
because
he's
I was
too
really bad
proud to
grades.
ask
So
his
instead of going in for
parents for
education, I
money.
went and got my real estate
Pathetic.
license so I could go and work as a real estate agent. At the time, it was 2008. The housing market had just peaked. The bubble was over, and I started my career at the height of everything right before it collapsed. But for me, I didn't mind. I was 18 years old, and I had no reference to what a good real estate market even looked like. But there was a bit of a problem because I found that not a lot of people were buying homes because the property values just continued to drop. However, I quickly found that there was an abundance of renters in the market because at the end of the day, everyone needs a place to live. And I quickly found my niche as a real estate agent helping renters. I worked 6 to 7 days a week, 10 to 12 hours a day, just finding people apartments and homes to rent. And slowly but surely, that business built up. Those people ended up referring me to other renters, and within a short period of time, I was consistently making a few $1,000s a month in commissions. Then after about a year of doing that, I happened to sell my first house from a buyer I met while hosting an open house for another real estate agent. They ended up buying a home for $3.6 million, which meant that my commission on that deal was about 40.
What the hell is
Oh
this?
my god.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh, he's got
Sad,
an
dude.
ad?
Real sad.
I mean, this is the second ad we got, and what are we, like, 3 minutes into the video? Cringe. Absolute
Yikes.
shill.
$5,000 after fees and
Literal
I had
3
I was
minutes.
nervous and
That's gonna
insecure and
be-
self-conscious about being a brand new agent in
What?
business and believing that like
It's gonna be like 8 or 9 ads in this.
But being able to sell that first deal just gave me the confidence to realize, like, wait a second, I have what it takes to do this. And that just gave me this new surge of enthusiasm that would end up taking my career to the next level. That's because just 2 months
Can you,
later,
like,
I ended up
skip
selling
ahead? I
my house
don't
for
care what
$1.2
these
million
low
just so
roller
renters I was
moves
showing
he
around who
made.
decided to buy
But the only reason I want to skip ahead is I don't think the ads will play.
$10,000, and they basically went and told me $125,000, take it or leave it, and if you don't accept it, we're moving on to somebody else. And I remember too back then, I thought about canceling this deal over that $10,000 difference in price because that to me was a lot of money. On the other hand, I didn't want to have sold my car for nothing, so after some thought, I ended up putting it together and closing for $125,000. Shortly after closing,
This guy is a total low roller. He's got $600,000 worth of property, and he's getting his panties in a twist over 10K.
Can you imagine how lame it must have been working for that bank, having to communicate with this low roller? He's trying to argue with you over like 5 or 10 grand. It's a meaningless amount of money, dude.
Chump change.
An absolute idiot. Piece of shit shiller.
I was able to do a few quick upgrades to the units, and then all 3 of them were rented out for just over $2,100 a month back then. And looking back now, I'm so glad I purchased that property because it's been consistently rented since 2012, and now it's worth about $400,000. After that, my 4th property was bought a few years later in 2006.
Yeah, look at him. Now he's realizing why it doesn't matter if you're a low roller. This is low roller mentality. That 10K doesn't matter now, does it? This idiot?
Only 100,000 in 8 years. Wow.
For
Don't-
$780,000
don't pick on him.
Prior to then, my career as a real estate agent was doing really, really well, and I was saving pretty much all of it. All of the past tenants I was working with, dollars fixing it up. I later rented out the house for just over $4,000 a month, and then I just waited.
Another
Oh my
ad?
god,
Oh
are
my
you
This
God.
kidding
is
me?
ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is the 4th ad we've had. 5th ad.
Doubling up on the ads?
Cheap as
just sad.
creepers,
And let the
man.
market do its thing to catch up to where I thought the home would eventually be worth. And sure enough, a few years later, it did. Property values in my area began to climb because people were outpriced at the area.
Why does this guy shill ads so much? I don't get it. If you are worth so much money, supposedly.
And the entire area is really just seeing a boom of value, and right now it's probably worth about $1.3 million. Next, my 5th property is something I featured a lot here on the channel, and that was the duplex I bought in 2016 for $585,000. Now, at the time in 2016, I was looking for an income property in the mid-city of Los Angeles as an investment. I really liked this area a lot because it was close to nearby transit, it was close to a lot of new developments, and it was only a 15-minute drive from the beach. Plus, it was one of the few places in Los Angeles where you could still buy a home for under $1 million. Now, unfortunately, areas like this are
I like how this guy's talking
about
about buying a duplex, dude. The only people who live in duplexes are crackheads and meth dealers, man.
Total low roller.
No full. Yeah, low rollers, crackheads, meth dealers, basically all the same thing, right? In my opinion.
All in the same pool.
Pathetic.
And just otherwise,
Who would want to live in a
not getting it.
duplex?
And that was until this place came up. This one was priced significantly under market value. The owner was an out-of-town investor in property at a price that I thought was fair, which was $835,000. Other people
Another
Look at
ad.
that. Just an absolute
just as quick, and pretty soon they had multiple offers on the deal. But despite all
Man,
the
this
competition and
guy's
offers, I stuck
just
my guns with $835,000.
creaming it.
Shame on you.
Offer for
Shame on you,
$8,000,
Grant.
And they denied mine to go and accept that one. But to my amazement, a few weeks passed, we knew it was it. It was the perfect location. It was walking distance to the beach. The fronted backyards were amazing, and it had a second detached
This
unit on the
dumb.
property. But it was $2 million. Financially, I could make it work, but it was way more expensive than I had
Like,
ever wanted to go.
so you
into
moved into
this.
the
So against
projects?
my rational thinking, I followed my heart. I went for it and closed the deal. I was able to negotiate the price down a little bit, and I also represented myself in the deal. So the total price that I paid was $2,096,000. In addition to that, I was also able to get a 30-year fixed rate.
He
mortgage
paid
at-
$2 million for a duplex?
Oh, and another ad.
ad?
Oh my gosh.
This guy.
Yeah, that's how he funded that $2 million duplex.
Personal loans for 13%? Terrible, man.
This guy's got everything bad.
Is this the Chris Sainz bank?
2.75%. That means a big chunk of my mortgage payment literally just goes towards principal, and at that rate, it's pretty much free money. Now, on top of that, the other unit on the property is worth about $2,700 a month, and I was able to rent out my previous unit for $2,200 a month to help offset this cost. And that meant my net out-of-pocket cost to pay for this home every single month, when you account for all that extra rent plus the write-offs and mortgage equity, really only comes down to an extra $550 a month. Now, even though I did have to put down a substantial amount.
Out of pocket. You paid $2 million for the house, you dimwit.
for a duplex.
Oh my gosh.
Another offer that they had on this property, there's absolutely no regrets, and to my utter amazement, the housing market here has skyrocketed, and now this home is worth more like $2,375,000. That's $275,000 higher than I paid for it just like 9 months
How
ago. So overall, I'm
a
really happy with the property. I see this as a good
skyrocketing
investment in my own quality of life. I love the location, and I've been able to do so much hard work
market,
here.
it's
It's
went
been
up by like
inspired by sitting out in the backyard and
15%.
better content
That's
for
not
all.
an idiot.
This one
skyrocketing.
easily paid for itself. And lastly, I had one more real estate purchase this year in
Well, if you're
2020.
that
It's in Las
small,
Vegas
it
for
seems like it's
$1,438,000, and that is going to be my new full-time residence in January. I made a video going over the exact reasoning of this a few months ago, but for anyone who didn't watch it, long story short, the quarantine and shutdown showed us that we don't have to live in Los Angeles.
You know what I'd love to see is this dickhead's DTI. I bet you his DTI's through the roof. Like, I bet you
He doesn't talk about. Notice how he's talking about all his portfolio. Doesn't once mention his DTI. Doesn't once mention anything about AMD, Cloudflare. Like, where are his stocks? His options?
About,
What's
yeah,
going
nothing
on?
about stocks, no
I've seen
options,
this
no
video.
dividends.
I've seen this jackass's video, and you wait till you hear the stock section.
I know. I've seen his stock investments. He invests in like joke companies like Tesla.
When I started digging deeper, I realized there's so many more benefits of course, I'm also not oblivious to the tax savings. So moving from California, which has a 13.3% state income tax, to Nevada, which has a 0% state income tax. So if we just consider the financials and
Low roller can't. You don't know how to get out of taxes? Hire an accountant.
So really, this was a no-brainer. In addition to that, the property values for homes like this in Las Vegas have been a lot of investing in the stock markets over the last year since making the first video.
Oh, here we go. Here's the good stuff. Let's see what he has.
In an S&P 500 index fund and another $1 million
Oh my gosh. Index
1.5.
Oh my god.
1.5 million in an S&P 500. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
No, this is 1.5 million in just his equities, but like, he's got 900,000 in the S&P 500.
S&P 500
No, but he's got
index.
another. Let's see, 950,000 S&P 500, another 300,000 in an actively managed mutual fund.
And recovery stocks and a lot of Tesla too. And a lot of those just happen to go up significantly in value.
Tesla? Why would you invest in
Wow.
that? You missed the run up, dude. You missed the run up.
Not worth it.
Get it that money in Neo.
Oh, it's...
Oh my god.
Another
This
ad.
is why he's invested in with his shitty plays, because he knows he's not going to make money long term from them, so he's got to shill out the ads.
I bet he's invested in Apple too.
Who watches this guy?
You did it again?
Oh,
Another
double dipping
one.
on ads
Another
again.
ad. What is this bullshit? This guy's a total shill.
It's a safer play with less risk. I also have another $150,000 spread across California tax-free bonds, and I have $60,000 spread
What
across
the?
several investment
Bonds?
Oh.
Bonds?
It's not 1942 anymore, Grant.
What is
Nobody
this
does
guy?
bonds.
Are you kidding me?
Including
Bonds?
Webull, where you can get 4 free stocks when you use the link down below.
Oh, he's shilling! He's shilling Webull! This is just unbelievable!
It's pretty much free money. So if you want free money,
We've had 2 ads, a shill, and he's talking about bonds. This guy is the trifecta of jackass. This guy's an idiot. He's an idiot.
use the link down below in the description and get those 4 free stocks before the offer expires. On top of that, I've started diversifying my investments outside of just stocks and real estate. And this year, I made my first angel investments. This is when you invest and supply funding for a startup company. And this year, I've taken a big interest in what's known as the financial tech space, or fintech.
Look, only like medium rollers and do angel investing. It's like they're betting away, they're pissing away money, hoping they go big. Real investors, they do capital venture. Okay, you should look that up, Graham.
For short. Which frankly, a lot of these are the apps I love and use all the time and talk about here on the channel before I even knew I could invest in these. Now, unfortunately, I can't disclose exactly how much money I have invested here, so I'm not going to be including these in the equal value.
Maybe because it's what, below 2 million or something, low baller like that shit.
Is he gonna talk about the companies investing? I want to see
But I will
these
say my
joke
first angel investment
companies.
I ever made is in the savings account Yada Bank. This all came about when I was randomly scrolling YouTube.
Yada Bank? Isn't that out of business now?
So-called high yield savings account. This video really stuck with me, and just knowing how much I enjoy high interest savings accounts, I figured I would just try it myself for a few months, and if I like it, I would talk about it here on the channel. Well, lo and behold, I
Wait,
launched the app.
pause
It's a savings
this. That was probably the most boomer comment I ever heard. You
How much
know
you
how
loved-
much I love high interest savings accounts?
I can't wait to get my 2% per annum. Oh.
concepts that reward its users who end up saving more money. And no joke, I liked it so much that I sent it out to all of my friends to try out too, and then I thanked Ask Sebi for the recommendation. And then he got back to me and
What a
asked if I was
shill,
interested in
dude.
investing in this company as an angel investor, to which I said, shut up and take my money. So if you want to try out this brand new savings account that I invested in, feel free to use the
That's
affiliate link
exactly
below
what they're
in the
gonna do.
description,
They're
and
gonna
when you
shut
sign
up, and they're
you're
gonna
gonna
He's
get
take
one
shilling
entry into the
again.
next drawing where you can
He's
earn
shilling
$100,000.
again.
So feel free to sign up, use the link down below, and then just let me know what you think of it. I also invested
He's trying to
That's
shill
another-
his
then I have a
investment?
third angel
That's
investment
another-
credit card, which
check out the
unfortunately
link down
I can't
below
finish
that
out
I've
what this
heard.
company is yet and how much I
It's
invested,
sad.
but I will be able to do that
Probably
in
because
the
he's
future.
embarrassed to
Overall,
mention.
this
He's
year,
too
$100
embarrassed to
million,
mention
like,
what he
something that's
invested
either
in.
worth tens of millions
Pathetic.
of dollars in the future, or it's going to be worth absolutely nothing. So I'm not going to be counting any of my equity in these companies and the value of this portfolio. But I really believe in these companies, and I look forward to being a part of their journey as they continue to grow and expand. I'm also in the
Oh my gosh!
Oh my
This
god.
guy's just running the ads.
You gotta
running the
squeeze
ads,
one
running
more
the
in before
ads.
the end of the video, right?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
or two
one
more, I
ad
guess.
after that.
Wow.
This guy's a total
Process
dickhead.
of starting up and investing in my own coffee brand as well, so expect to see that in 2021.
Oh, now he's
This is basically
shilling
my
his
version of
coffee
20 cents
brand.
Coffee, except instead of paying someone else for coffee, may as well just start up my own coffee company. But as of right now, it's still just a little bit too early for me to talk about or mention, but here's a quick teaser for anyone who's curious. And lastly, I know this one sounds a bit crazy, but I'm keeping about $2.3 million in cash spread across high-yield savings accounts, CDs, and treasuries. It's a lot of cash to keep on hand, but I'll be honest, a big chunk of that is going to
Did you say CDs?
in case anything hits the fan or a really good investment opportunity comes up that I want to jump on. But thankfully, I've been able to lock a lot of this money up in a 1.75% interest CD, so I'm not losing any money to inflation. Keeping this also gives me a really good buffer just to be able to reinvest everything else I make, and overall, I still keep my expenses pretty low, all things considered. There's also a few other random things here that I'm not counting as investments, like Pokemon cards, so I won't leave those out. So anyway.
What did he just say? What did he just say?
There's also a few other random things here that I'm not counting as investments, like Pokemon cards. So I won't leave those out.
Like, just because you're the size of a child doesn't mean you need to have their hobbies, okay?
We can get him some Funko
Come
Pop
on,
for Christmas.
man.
Man, this guy is an idiot. You gotta take stock advice for some nerd? From some nerd like this?
Absolute cringe.
Grow
To the
up,
max.
Grant. Grow up.
Between all of his accounts and investments that I mentioned, it comes to a total of about $13.4 million, with about $4 million for mortgage
I mean,
debt.
honestly, you can't hate a medium roller, $13 million, whatever, you know, it's not 50 million, but it's, you know, he's getting there, right? Like, he's starting to become someone relevant.
Yeah, he's on his way, but I just wish he did it in a less predatory manner, right?
Yeah.
You don't gotta be nickel and diming these low rollers, man. They already are losing their money from watching like Chris Sain's
Yeah.
videos and
You're
stuff, right?
basically
They're
just
investing
ripping
in
off
penny
people
stock.
ripping off people with less than $1 million. They just don't understand. Like,
Yeah, you're just taking from the poor, dude.
this is
from
like $1 million
absolute
plays. This
poverty.
guy's just making $1 million plays. It's cringe. It's cringe.
Like the opposite of Robin Hood.
It's like basically, it's like, oh, you know what? I just went and I just bought some options, right? You know, it's a small amount, maybe like 2 or 3 million in options, right? Maybe like spy calls or something. And then you walk out and you just like take money from the homeless guy right outside the bank, right? Pathetic. Absolutely
That's basically
pathetic.
what Grant's doing. He's stealing from homeless people.
Not
Yeah, it's
including any
pathetic.
startup companies that I mentioned, because like I said, those are either going to be worth a lot of money or zero, and it's not a good idea to count the chickens before they hatch. Now, last year, I ended this video by saying I was going to be making less risky, safer investments that were more likely to hold their value. I guess I kind of did that, but the massive drop earlier in the year presented some really good opportunities.
Less
that I actually took.
risky,
And also in a really good position to invest in some of these
safer,
companies that I really believe in, even though they are riskier.
and he's
I'm
invested in
2021, I'm going to
bonds.
expand my index fund investing because I love the no hassle
Good
approach.
luck.
Clicking a few buttons and then you're done. And now my priority for investing is less stress and less work. I would really like to continue to be able to put my full attention back on the business and being able to grow my own projects. And I also want to make more angel investments in the fintech space as well. So the more time I have dedicated to that, the better. That's my entire investment portfolio, and I really hope that was helpful to give you more insight into what I look for, how I invest, and how I manage my money. Because like I said, I find these types of videos insanely helpful, and it's my intention to always be as open and honest with you as possible and show you that you don't need to start off with a whole bunch of money to build up a substantial portfolio in your 20s. It all starts from something small and finding work you enjoy that pays well and saving as much as you can and investing consistently and thinking long term. And need I say it, smashing the like button for the YouTube algorithm. So with that said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell.
Stop
Oh my God.
shilling,
If
dude.
you wanna be a part
Look at him.
of
He's
it,
done.
Interesting
He's
that
on
he
a
said-
rant. He's on a rant
It's
now.
interesting he talked about he said he wants to be like transparent and honest, but doesn't talk about his stocks at all. He just says, "Oh, I'm an S&P index," and then that's it.
We need to deposit $100 on the platform, and those stocks could be worth all the way up to 1,000.
He's shilling Weevil again?
Oh my God. Come
Twice
on.
in one video?
Use the link down below. This offer expires today. So with that said, thank you so much for watching, and until next time.
I mean, this guy is... He is like a
Cringe.
scented piece of shit. Like, I don't even have the word for this jackass. He doesn't know
Low
what
roller.
he's doing. He's not a low roller. He's a medium roller, whatever. His
Is it-
portfolio is starting to get there, right? He's getting there, but it's
But
just...
his tactics are low roller.
Yeah.
He's a low
Yeah,
roller. hard as
he's a
thing.
medium roller stuck in a low roller mindset, you know?
Yeah, this
Exactly.
guy's just a total idiot. This guy's just a total idiot. No one should take this guy seriously. Guys, seriously. No one should take this. I mean, I've already disliked the video. Check that out. Piece of shit.
Absolute. I mean, he's a phony. Pretty sure he's a fraud, right? You can't be talking about stuff that you have no, like, he has no idea what he's talking about. You shouldn't make a $13 million investment portfolio and then talk about bonds, that index funds, CDs, savings accounts.
Oh my goodness.
Those aren't investments. Who's like, oh yeah, I'm invested. I have a CD that gets 1%.
Come here, look at my
per year."
videos, Sonny. Look at my videos.
I have look at all my Pokemon cards.
I'm surprised this guy didn't die by the end of his video. He invests like such an old man. Goodness gracious.
Pathetic.
Bonds,
I can't
Pokemon
watch
cards.
any more of this. We're done. We're done.
Yeah, it's just sad.